What is going on, world? If you've been following along my journey as the Hungarian experiment, you will know that right now I'm currently reading the 48 Laws of Power. Well, actually, I'm almost done this book, but right now I'm collecting all my Instagram posts and I'm creating my blog where I document all the pages that I've saved and left my own little notes about this book. So if you guys are interested, in the next week or two, I'll have that blog post all done about the 48 Laws of Power. You can also go check out my website in the description box below, and you can find all the blog posts from books I've read over the last couple years where I've done the same thing. I collected all my notes and different pages from these books that I feel are beneficial to my journey as well as other people out there in the world, and how it can help them to build skills and build knowledge upon their own journey in life. But today I wanted to discuss one page or one law from this 48 Laws of Power and how I believe I personally benefited from reading this book and how it helped me. So Law 9 here states, win through your actions, never through argument. This is something that I always had an issue with on my journey in life. I always tried to absorb as much information I could, and I always tried to experiment with it on my own body. So whenever I got involved with other people out there in the world and they wanted to discuss something, I always tried to prove it to them. I always tried to explain how I felt results or how I saw results. And although I might have changed their mind on the subject, or although I might have felt better about myself after the conversation was over, I always felt like I never really got to them. I never really had a good effect on them. And after reading this book, I realized why. Is because I was trying to win them over through argument. And I didn't realize the type of actions and the type of emotions that led to other people. If you prove someone wrong, whether you are right or wrong, it doesn't make them feel good about themselves. And I didn't realize that. So I believe this book is very beneficial. I really suggest going to pick this up. Whether you want to use power moves to have power over others, or you just want to build up like an armor around you so you can protect yourself from the power moves of others, I believe this book is extremely beneficial to every single human being. Pick this up. Power moves are something we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. It is better to arm yourself and understand how other people are using these power moves against you rather than just going out there and dealing with it in the world. So Law 9 there, win through your actions, never through argument. It has a little judgment there, and it says, any momentary triumph you think you have gained through argument is really a Pyrrhic victory. The resentment and ill will you stir up is stronger and lasts longer than any momentary change of opinion. It is much more powerful to get others to agree with you through your actions without saying a word. Demonstrate, don't explicate. Now, this is something that I started to learn for myself. As I was going through my life, I was noticing, I was like, man, no matter if I'm right or I'm wrong, or I explain, or I try to explain it as well as I can, I'm never winning these people over to my side. How do I get them to understand it? And that is how I had to live the life. I had to represent and show through my YouTube channel that I was actually doing these things. It's one thing to go out there in the world and to say, yeah, I do this or I do that and these are the results I see. But when people can actually see your actions and seeing that you're actually proving it through your lifestyle, that is going to have more of an effect than anything. So I said here on my Instagram post, I always wondered why, although being thorough in my explanations, I never seemed to actually win in arguments. I never realized that while proving others wrong, that I wasn't updating them on information they may have understood incorrectly, but I was affecting their values and beliefs in life. I never realized that by trying to prove someone wrong, I was stirring up this resentment and ill will that would make others feel less superior or degrade their own sense of power in the process. So that is one thing that I really took away from this book. It would have taken me probably another 5 years of figuring it out for myself. But once I read this book and I read this law and I read this chapter, I was like, this explains a lot. And then I slowly apply and add this into my life, into my lifestyle, and see how it affects other people. I put it into experimental procedure and I test it out in the world. And I'm having such more fulfilling relationships and discussions with people out there in the world because I'm talking less and proving more through my own actions. So if you guys are interested, I really suggest picking up this book. This may lead you to discover where you are messing up, where you're making mistakes in your own life. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys are interested, like I mentioned before, I really suggest going to pick up this book. It is very beneficial to anyone's journey in this life. Life is situational. We need to learn how to manipulate life to give us the results we want by adding as much skill and as much knowledge to our arsenal of tools as possible. The more skills, the more knowledge you build, that means whatever situation you come into outside in that world, you'll be able to adapt to it. You'll know how to optimize and get the most out of that situation because you've already built the skills and built the knowledge. So if you guys like this video, you like what you saw here today, maybe you found it a little informative, make sure you go leave a comment in the comment section below and go hit the like button on your way down there. I am the Hungarian Experiment.